The Bible, a collection of ancient texts, revered by billions, its words comfort and guide. A library of stories, laws, poetry, and prophecy. From the creation of the cosmos to the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus, the Bible's narrative sweeps across time and continents. It introduces us to a cast of characters, both ordinary and extraordinary, kings and shepherds, prophets and prostitutes. We encounter love and loss, betrayal and forgiveness. Through it all, we see a God orchestrating history. We'll embark on a journey through the Bible, exploring its grand narrative, uncovering hidden connections, recurring themes, and its message of hope, delving into cultural and historical contexts, exploring the Bible's relevance for today. Join us from Genesis to Revelation, discovering the Bible's unified narrative. The Bible begins with a statement of breathtaking simplicity and power. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. These words from Genesis lay the foundation for everything. Genesis introduces us to sin, humanity's rebellion against God's design. This disobedience fractures the perfect world, bringing pain and suffering. Yet, God doesn't abandon His creation. He makes a covenant with Abraham, promising blessings to all nations. The Old Testament unfolds over centuries, a tapestry of stories about kings and prophets. Prophets speak of a coming Messiah. The light breaks through the darkness with Jesus. Jesus offers forgiveness for sins and the promise of eternal life. Imagine stepping back in time into the world of the Bible. To understand the Bible's stories, we need ancient lenses. Honor and shame were central to the ancient Near East. Actions that brought honor were paramount. This lens helps us understand stories like Tamar and Judah. Jesus, a master storyteller, used parables to convey profound truths. These tales were rooted in the everyday lives of his listeners. The Good Samaritan resonated deeply with a first-century audience. The priest and Levite pass by the injured man. The Samaritan stops to help. Showing true love transcends boundaries. Understanding the Bible involves looking beyond the text. Archaeology and history provide valuable insights. Discoveries like the Dead Sea Scrolls shed light on beliefs. Piecing together fragments gives a complete picture. The Bible's message transcends cultural boundaries. Love, loss, betrayal, hope resonate across cultures. Understanding its context bridges the ancient and modern worlds. The Bible is a living word, relevant and transformative today. The Bible isn't a book of distant deities and flawless heroes. It's a story of real people grappling with real problems. Individuals with flaws and dreams just like us. These aren't just names on a page, their journeys mirror our own. The Bible portrays the complexities of faith. David, a shepherd boy who becomes king, embodies devotion and flaws. Elijah, known for boldness, experiences despair and isolation. Faith is a journey marked by peaks and valleys. Wrestling with God refines and strengthens our faith. As we journey with biblical figures, we see reflections of ourselves in their stories. Their struggles are ours, their triumphs give hope, their failures warn us. We resonate with Peter's impulsive nature, his faith, and denial. These characters remind us we're not alone in our struggles. The character arcs in the Bible aren't just about individual journeys, they're about transformative encounters with God. These encounters change lives, alter destinies, and shift history. Abraham's willingness to sacrifice Isaac shows his deep faith. Moses' burning bush encounter compels him to lead his people. These encounters reveal a God intimately involved in his people's lives. The Bible, a tapestry woven from diverse threads, is a testament to the power of language. We encounter the sweeping narratives of history in books like Exodus and Kings. The poetic beauty of Psalms gives voice to the full spectrum of human emotion. The prophets challenge complacency and call for justice. The poetry of the Bible isn't confined to rhyming verses and structured stanzas. It flows through the narratives, infusing them with emotional depth. Consider the Song of Songs, celebrating romantic love. The Book of Job explores suffering and faith as a dramatic poem. The New Testament introduces us to the epistles. Paul penned letters to churches in Corinth, Ephesus, and Rome. These letters offer timeless wisdom for faith and life. Hebrews argues for the supremacy of Christ. They reveal the early church's challenges and triumphs. The Bible's diverse genres aren't random. Each genre conveys specific truths and engages us. Historical narratives show God's interaction with humanity. Poetry stirs emotions, revealing God's love. Epistles guide and encourage our faith. The Bible, often perceived through a patriarchal lens, holds within its pages a chorus of female voices. Women in the Bible play pivotal roles, from the matriarchs of Genesis to the prophetesses of the Old Testament, from the women at the cross to the first witnesses of the resurrection. Their presence unveils a more inclusive understanding of God's plan. Consider Ruth, a Moabite woman who chooses loyalty and love over comfort. Her resilience is woven into the lineage of Jesus. Then there's Esther, a young Jewish woman who becomes queen of Persia. She risks everything to save her people from a genocidal plot. Esther's story shows God uses unlikely instruments for his purposes. The New Testament unveils the profound impact of women in God's narrative. Mary, the mother of Jesus, embodies humility and obedience, accepting the task of carrying the Son of God. Her faith challenges traditional notions of power and influence. At the cross, as male disciples scatter, women remain loyal and steadfast. They witness Jesus' suffering and the miracle of his resurrection. These women, often unnamed, become the first evangelists, spreading hope and new life. Their presence at the tomb underscores the vital role women play in God's plan. The stories of women in the Bible weave a rich tapestry of faith, courage, and resilience. God's grace extends to all regardless of gender or social standing. Their voices deserve to be heard. Listening to their stories reveals God's heart and a legacy of faith. The Bible, a wellspring of inspiration for millennia, has permeated human artistic expression. Its stories and themes have ignited imaginations across cultures, leaving an indelible mark on artistic heritage. From Renaissance masterpieces to medieval illuminated manuscripts, like Messiah to Paradise Lost, the Bible's influence on art is profound. It transcends time and language, speaking to the deepest longings of the human heart and sparking creativity in myriad forms. Consider the visual arts, where biblical narratives have been immortalized on canvases and sculpted in stone for centuries. Michelangelo's breathtaking frescoes in the Sistine Chapel transport viewers to the heart of biblical narratives, capturing the drama of creation, the fall of humanity, and the promise of redemption. Rembrandt, a master of light and shadow, imbued his biblical scenes with a profound sense of humanity, capturing the emotional depth and psychological complexity of characters like the prodigal son. From the stained glass windows of Gothic cathedrals, narrating biblical stories in vibrant colors, to the powerful realism of Caravaggio's paintings, the visual arts have brought the Bible to life. The Bible's impact extends far beyond traditional arts, permeating literature, film, and contemporary music. John Milton's Paradise Lost reimagines the fall of humanity, exploring themes of temptation and free will. Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment grapples with guilt and redemption, inspired by biblical figures like King David. Directors like Cecil B. DeMille and Martin Scorsese turn to biblical narratives for their timeless themes. These films introduce new generations to Bible stories, sparking curiosity and exploration. The Bible's enduring impact on art and culture speaks to its power to captivate the human imagination. Its stories and themes resonate with artists, musicians, writers, and filmmakers. The Bible's influence is not confined to the past, it continues to inspire and challenge artists today. From installations to performance art, the Bible remains a vital source of inspiration. It reflects our deepest longings, struggles, and capacity for love and brokenness. The Old Testament, a tapestry woven with history, law, and poetry, carries whispers of a future yet to come. The prophets heard the voice of God echoing through time, speaking of hope beyond their reality. Not fortune tellers, but chosen by God to convey his heart. They spoke of a coming king, a Messiah, who would bring peace, justice, and restoration. Their words, often cryptic and symbolic, echoed through generations, carried by hope. In the town of Bethlehem, amidst the quiet humility of a stable, the promise took on flesh and blood. Jesus, born of a virgin, wrapped in swaddling cloths, and laid in a manger, was the fulfillment of ancient prophecies. The gospel narratives weave together prophecy and history, showing how Jesus' life, death, and resurrection fulfilled the words spoken by prophets. From his teachings and healings to his crucifixion and resurrection, each event resonated with prophetic pronouncements. Matthew connects Old Testament prophecies to Jesus' life. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and his name shall be called Emmanuel. Isaiah had prophesied centuries earlier. Matthew declares, all this took place to fulfill what the Lord had spoken by the prophet. The fulfillment of prophecy in Jesus wasn't just about proving a point, it demonstrated God's unwavering faithfulness and his desire to redeem creation. Jesus' resurrection, the cornerstone of Christian faith, was the fulfillment of hope. It signaled the dawn of a new era, the inauguration of God's kingdom, where death would be defeated and the world made whole. The story doesn't end there. The book of Revelation offers a glimpse into a future where God's plan will be fully realized. It speaks of a new heaven and a new earth, where suffering and death will be no more. Prophetic whispers find their fulfillment in the culmination of history. We live in a world grappling with sin, yet hold fast to the hope of God's promises, where every tear will be wiped away and creation itself will be made new. The Bible, penned centuries ago in cultures vastly different from our own, might seem like an unlikely guide for navigating the complexities of the 21st century. Yet, its ancient wisdom continues to speak with surprising relevance, offering insights into the human condition that transcend time and cultural boundaries. Amidst rapid technological advancement and globalization, we grapple with fundamental questions. Who are we? What is our purpose? What happens after we die? The Bible provides a framework for engaging with these existential dilemmas, inviting us to grapple with life's big questions through the lens of faith, hope, and love. Its stories of flawed individuals resonate with our own experiences, reminding us that we're not alone in our struggles. The Bible's timeless wisdom offers a path towards meaning, purpose, and authentic living in a fragmented world. In an era of information overload, the Bible serves as a compass, offering moral and ethical guidance in a world where right and wrong often seem blurred. The Ten Commandments provide a timeless foundation for ethical behavior, emphasizing respect for human life and integrity. The teachings of Jesus, rooted in love and compassion, challenge us to care for the marginalized and extend grace. His radical message of love offers a path towards healing, reconciliation, and justice in a divided world. The Bible addresses social justice, poverty, and oppression, calling us to be agents of transformation. The Bible isn't just a book of ancient stories. It's a living narrative, its message still unfolding in the lives of individuals and communities around the world. From bustling megachurches to quiet moments of personal reflection, from acts of charity and compassion to movements for social justice, the Bible continues to shape and inspire. The Bible, often misunderstood, remains a powerful force for good. It's an invitation to engage with life's big questions and discover faith, hope, and love. We're part of a story much bigger than ourselves, from creation to God's redemptive future. The Bible offers a path to meaning, purpose, and authentic living. It's an invitation to open our hearts and minds to these transformative words. The Bible unfolds within a specific geographical context. Its stories are anchored in real places shaped by landscapes and journeys. Imagine the ancient world without cars, trains, or planes. Journeys were arduous, often perilous, undertaken on foot, by donkey, or by camel. These journeys were transformative experiences, shaping identities and testing faith. Consider the journey of Abraham, the father of faith. Called by God to leave his home in Ur, he embarked on a journey into the unknown. His destination, a land God promised to show him. This journey, fraught with uncertainty and danger, became a defining moment in Abraham's life, a testament to his obedience and unwavering trust in God's promises. Finally, he arrived in Canaan, the land flowing with milk and honey, a land that would become the inheritance of his descendants. The Exodus, a pivotal event in Israelite history, is etched into the collective memory of people. Led by Moses, they fled slavery in Egypt, heading to the Promised Land. Their journey was a grueling trek through the wilderness, marked by miracles and a transformative encounter with God at Mount Sinai. The parting of the Red Sea became a defining moment, a symbol of deliverance. At Mount Sinai, they received the Ten Commandments, a moral compass for their journey. Their journey, though challenging, forged their identity as a people chosen by God. Today, we can retrace the paths of ancient journeys, walking in the footsteps of those before us. Stand on the banks of the Jordan River, where Joshua led the Israelites. Visit Bethlehem, the birthplace of Jesus, and Jerusalem, where he taught and gave his life. These journeys connect us to the past, deepening our understanding of the Bible's narrative. They remind us that we are on a pilgrimage of faith, guided by the same God. Trust in the one who guides our steps towards the ultimate destination, a home with him in eternity. The Bible, spanning millennia, hinges on a profound concept: covenant. More than contracts, biblical covenants are sacred bonds shaping the relationship between God and humanity. These covenants reveal a God deeply invested in his creation, binding himself in love, even when they stray. They represent God's unwavering faithfulness and relentless pursuit of humanity. Understanding covenant is essential for grasping the Bible's message of hope and redemption. From the covenant with Noah, a promise of preservation amidst judgment, to the covenant with Abraham, a promise of blessing and a chosen lineage, each covenant builds upon the last, revealing God's plan for humanity. The covenant with Abraham stands as a cornerstone of biblical faith, a promise passed down through generations, a beacon of hope for a people chosen to bless all nations. It's a covenant of land, descendants, and a relationship with God that transcends time. Then comes the covenant with Moses, ratified at Mount Sinai amidst thunder and lightning. This covenant, enshrined in the Ten Commandments, established the Israelites as a nation set apart, a people bound to God by law and obedience. It was a covenant of both blessing and responsibility, a call to reflect God's holiness in their lives and to be a light to the nations. Each covenant, though unique in its context and expression, points towards a deeper reality: God's desire for relationship with humanity, his longing to dwell among his people, and to restore the brokenness that sin had wrought. Section 3. The New Covenant, a promise fulfilled. The Old Testament covenants pointed towards a future hope but were limited by human frailty and sin. A new covenant was needed to bridge the chasm between a holy God and broken humanity. Prophesied by Jeremiah and inaugurated by Jesus, this new covenant would be written on hearts. It is a covenant of grace freely given through Jesus' sacrifice on the cross. Sealed by Jesus' blood, it offers forgiveness, eternal life, and the Holy Spirit's presence. Section 4. a covenant of love and hope. The covenants of the Bible tell one story: God's relentless love for humanity, His unwavering faithfulness, and His desire to restore us. They represent a sacred bond, an unbreakable promise. They remind us that we're not alone, that God is with us, fulfilling His promises. May we cling to the hope found in these sacred agreements. From Genesis to Revelation, a unified tapestry. We've journeyed through the Bible, exploring its landscapes, characters, and themes. From creation to the fall, prophecy to fulfillment in Jesus, we've seen a narrative that transcends time and culture. The Bible is a unified tapestry, intricately woven. One story emerges: God's relentless love for humanity. The Bible's enduring power lies not just in its historical significance or its literary artistry, but in its ability to speak to the deepest longings of the human heart. Its message of redemption transcends cultural and religious boundaries, offering a path towards forgiveness, healing, and a restored relationship with God. It's a message of hope for the hopeless, freedom for the captive, and love that knows no bounds. Our exploration of the Bible as a unified narrative has only scratched the surface. This ancient text reveals new layers of meaning with each reading. This is not the end, but the beginning. It's an invitation to delve deeper, to allow its truths to shape our lives. The Bible tells the greatest story ever told: a story of love, loss, betrayal, redemption, and ultimate hope. It encompasses human experience, from joy to despair, offering meaning, purpose, and communion with God, who loves us and calls us His own. May we carry the stories and hope of the Bible with us, allowing its transformative power to shape our lives and inspire us to share its